Hey race fans, welcome back to Drewster Racing. Today we have Gateway Cup, Day 1, Lafayette Square, a very simple, easy 4-corner crit, wide roads, very smooth. Love this course, very safe, and you really do not have to do a lot of work because with a group of this size and a course that's not very technical, you can just kind of sit in. So I'm going to take you on lap 1 just to kind of give you a look at this course. And we just passed through turn 1. We're going up a slight riser. And when I say riser, it's not really much of a riser. It's like 1 to maybe 2% at most. But a lot of the stronger guys, when they're looking to push the pace this day, they were kind of pushing it right here because you could drop a few guys that weren't ready or weren't paying attention. But yeah, we're going through, and really this first lap, not a lot of power required. I'm doing like 200-300 watts or so just to finish off this riser. It continues a little bit after turn 2, and then that's kind of it. The rest of the course either levels out or starts to go downhill until we get back to the finishing straight. So my strategy for this race is to sit in, conserve as much energy as possible. Don't worry, I'm going to edit this thing down quite a bit because it will get pretty boring if I decide to show you 45 minutes of tail gunning. But yeah, doing double-digit watts, just taking it as easy as possible, but I need to make sure I'm being efficient and aware of where I am in the group because I kind of get a little lazy here and have to put in a bit of a surge to stay with the group. And boom, already doing 1,000 watts on the third corner, and that's completely going against my strategy. What I need to be doing is maybe giving myself at most a bike length before each corner. That way I can go through these corners pretty quick, not have to touch brakes. But just lit up a little bit too much space, the group surged, and found myself kind of falling behind. Not a big deal, just want to make sure I definitely reduce the number of those 4-digit efforts, otherwise I'm going to be absolutely spent by the end. Alright, so skipping ahead about 12 minutes or so, we've got just under 25k to go, and I am bored out of my mind. I've been tail gunning this entire time, I'm doing double-digit watts right now, and I kind of want to have a little bit of fun and also test the waters and see what kind of effort is required to move from the very back of the pack all the way to maybe a top 10 or even a top 5 wheel. So exiting turn 3, I look ahead and I see the group starting to slow down, so I'm going to put in just a small effort of maybe 400 or 500 watts for about 10 seconds or so. And look at this, I'm making up about 30 or 40 places, and we're going into turn 4, and really as we exit turn 4, I'm already at a top 10 wheel. And starting to really buy into my strategy right now that tail gunning is the move, because again this group they slow up quite a bit, like once every lap, and it tends to be after turn 3. So I'm just gonna kind of fade to the back here and really wait for those last 2 or 3 laps, and if I catch the group slowing up again on turn 3, I'm gonna send it. Alright, so we're on the second to last lap, and I have a bit of a decision to make right now. We still have 60 riders all together, and I need to decide, do I want to wait for those final 200-300 meters and go for a sprint finish, or do I want to attack early with maybe like a lap and a half to go? Because if you remember, turn 3, this group has been slowing down quite a bit. You know, it's after that slight riser, it's going downhill just a little bit, and guys are looking for a break, especially going into the last lap. They want to save all the watts for that final sprint, and I'm thinking maybe I can catch this group off guard. Maybe some guys will play games, maybe the group won't chase, and either I'll be able to get some distance between me and the group by myself, or maybe a couple guys will come with me and we can work together. And if we work together, put in some strong pulls, we might have a chance to pull this off, and I sure as hell like my odds with 5 or 10 riders versus 60 in a bunch sprint. So yeah, you don't see a lot of guys pedaling too hard going into this corner, and I'm about mid-pack right now, and they just kind of open up this whole right side, and I've got nothing but space. So yeah, I decide to launch my attack. I'm gonna ramp up to about 1100 watts. Not a lot of watts, but you know, I'll take what I can get at the end here. I get a little bit of a gap, I think at most maybe like 7 or 8 bike lengths, but the problem is this rider right behind me in the black jersey, who I don't think is on a team, puts in a huge dig and chases me down, and of course brings the entire group with him. He did not need to do that. He could have definitely played some games and forced one of the larger teams to chase on, and that's really what I was hoping for, because if he doesn't chase, maybe the 2-3 guys behind don't chase, and if one of those larger teams hesitate, I might have at this point, you know, 15-20 bike lengths, but unfortunately that's not how it worked out. Kind of bummed that I was caught so quick, but definitely was worth the shot. And at this point in the race, I don't really have anything left for a sprint, so I'm going to kind of stay on the power. but I know my race is over right about now. All right, so going into the last corner, and if you look in the rearview camera, the rider in the yellow jersey, blue bibs, he's gonna go full gas going into this last straightaway here and swing to the right in front of me, and then swings to the left here again, cuts this rider off a bit in the orange, and then just stops pedaling. And I think he gets beat at the line by the rider he just cut off. I don't know what he's thinking. You gotta have a straight race line when you're sprinting, and I don't know, I'm not a professional rider, but I don't know if you should be sprinting for 50th place. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Should you be sprinting full gas for 50th place? It is a race, totally get it, but I don't think it's worth putting other riders at risk for such minor places. And yeah, I don't I don't think there are any USAC points that deep into the race. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Later.